Genesis chapter 4. Adam made love to his wife Eve. She became pregnant and gave birth to Cain. She said, "With the Lord's help, I have had a baby boy." Later, she gave birth to his brother Abel. Abel took care of sheep. Cain worked the ground. After some time, Cain gathered some of the things he had grown. He brought them as an offering to the Lord. But Abel brought the fattest part of some of the lambs from his flock. They were the male animals that were born first to their mothers. The Lord was pleased with Abel and his offering, but he wasn't pleased with Cain and his offering. So Cain became very angry. His face was sad. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Why are you angry? Why are you looking so sad? Do what is right, then you will be accepted. If you don't do what is right, sin is waiting at your door to grab you. It longs to have you, but you must rule over it." Cain said to his brother Abel, "Let's go out to the field." So they went out. There Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord said to Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" "I don't know," he replied. "Am I supposed to look after my brother?" The Lord said, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. So I am putting a curse on you. I am driving you away from the ground. It has opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you work the ground, it will not produce its crops for you anymore. You will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth." Cain said to the Lord, "You are punishing me more than I can take. Today you are driving me away from the land. I will be hidden from you. I will be a restless person who wanders around on the earth. Anyone who finds me will kill me." But the Lord said to him, "No, anyone who kills you will be paid back 7 times. The Lord put a mark on Cain, then anyone who found him would not kill him. So Cain went away from the Lord. He lived in the land of Nod. It was east of Eden. Cain made love to his wife. She became pregnant and gave birth to Enoch. At that time, Cain was building a city. He named it after his son Enoch. Enoch had a son named Irad. Irad was the father of Mehujael. Mehujael was the father of Methushael, and Methushael was the father of Lamech. Lamech married 2 women. One named Ada and the other named Zillah. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in tents and raise livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of everyone who plays the harp and flute. Silla also had a son. His name was Tubal Cain. He made all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain's sister was Naamah. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Zillah, "Listen to me, you wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man because he wounded me. I have killed a young man because he hurt me. Anyone who would have killed Cain would have been paid back 7 times, but anyone who hurt me will be paid back 77 times. Adam made love to his wife again. She gave birth to a son and named him Seth. She said, "God has given me another child. The child will take the place of Abel because Cain killed him." Seth also had a son. He named him Enosh. At that time, people began to worship the Lord. Genesis chapter 5. Here is the written story of Adam's family line. When God created man, He made him in his own likeness. He created them as male and female. He blessed them and he called them man when they were created. When Adam was 130 years old, he had a son in his own likeness. He named him Seth. Adam lived 800 years after Seth was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Adam lived a total of 930 years, then he died. Seth lived 105 years, then he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after Enosh was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Seth lived a total of 912 years, then he died. Enosh lived 90 years. Then he became the father of Canaan. Enosh lived 850 years after Canaan was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enosh lived a total of 905 years. Then he died. Canaan lived 70 years. Then he became the father of Mahalalel. Canaan lived 840 years after Mahalalel was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Canaan lived a total of 910 years. Then he died. Mahalalel lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after Jared was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Mahalalel lived a total of 895 years. Then he died. Jared lived 162 years. Then he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after Enoch was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Jared lived a total of 962 years. Then he died. Enoch lived 65 years. Then he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch walked with God 300 years after Methuselah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked with God. Then he couldn't be found because God took him from this life. Methuselah lived 187 years. Then he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years and after Lamech was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Methuselah lived a total of 969 years. Then he died. Lamech lived 182 years. Then he had a son. He named him Noah. Lamech said, "He will comfort us when we are working. He will comfort us when our hands work so hard they hurt." We have to work hard. That's because the Lord has put a curse on the ground. Lamech lived 595 years after Noah was born. He also had other sons and daughters. Lamech lived a total of 777 years. Then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth.